Welcome back to The Vocalist. Today we are listening to the band Slipknot. I did previously react to Corey Taylor's acoustic version of Snuff, but aside from that, I don't believe I've heard anything else from the band. So we are starting with the official video for the song Duality. Here we go.
I push my fingers into my eyes. It's the only thing that slowly stops the ache. But it's made of all the things I have to take. Jesus never lands. It works its way inside. If the pain goes on, I've waited as my time's elapsed. Now all I do is live with so much fate. I've wished for this, I've bitched at that. I've left behind this little fact: you cannot kill what you did not create. I've gotta say what I've gotta say, and then I swear I'll go away. But I can't promise you'll enjoy the noise. I guess I'll save the best for last. My future seems like one big past. You're left with me cause you left me no choice. I push my fingers into my
We're just gonna keep going. I'm gonna get to the end. Okay. My mind was racing. I got so distracted. There's so many things to talk about. Yeah, we're gonna back to the beginning. We're gonna stop and start. Here we go.
I push my fingers into my eyes. It's the only thing that slowly stops the ache.
Okay. First off, I find the lyrics themselves, especially this opening lyric, which I'm glad returned often, it's brilliant. When I think of lyrics and their impact, I like to see a lot in the text. And so it's not just I like to see truth. I like to see honesty. But I also, when it gives such a clear visual along with that honesty, I think that's incredibly powerful. But also when lyrics give you any kind of sort of visceral reaction, I think like any one of those qualities just kind of elevates a lyric that much more. So to have all of that at once, I mean, it's such a vivid picture in my mind when I hear those words. And again, it just kind of, it hurts me to hear those words because of how well they reflect like anguish. So again, I had that sort of on, it was like a banner going on throughout this entire song. Vocally, we're getting a tiny like preview of some gorgeous tone, and then he digs into so much vocal fry, and it's so consistent. So it's a really cool sound to hear so early in a piece. And then the transition after this again took me by surprise. So we're gonna listen to that.
It's the only thing that slowly stops the ache. But it's made of all the things I have to take. Jesus never lands, it works its way inside. If the pain goes on.
That transition, I love that. I love that we can still hear that fry, that nearly speaking voice, duetting this lead vocal sound now. Here, even though it's still that speaking sound, it has a very almost hollow quality to it. It feels like it's farther back as opposed to that really fried forward placement that we heard earlier. Or maybe it's just the mix, I don't know, but it definitely feels different. It has a very eerie quality to me as I'm listening. And I don't know if I'm being influenced by my eyes, because whoever created these masks at the onset of their career, I remember seeing pictures of the band in my youth and being very like kind of scared. They're just the most ominous like masks. I don't even know how to I don't know how to describe it, but it might be influencing what I'm hearing, but it might not. I don't know. They work together great, so we're gonna keep going.
Now all I do is live with so much fate. I've wished for this, I've bitched at that. I've left behind this little fact: you cannot kill what you did not create. I've gotta say what I've gotta say, and then I swear I'll go away, but I can't promise you'll enjoy the noise. I guess I'll save the best for last. My future seems like one big past. You're left with me because you left me no choice.
What I think is so brilliant about this particular approach to these lines is, despite the chaos in the instrumentals and how much is happening, and not bad chaos, organized chaos, but the music sounds so frenzied. So to have this nearly monotone line articulating the text so clearly, like the diction is crystal clear, it just makes it that much easier for me to understand what the words are to this piece. And so later, when a great example is that opening line, when it returns later and it has more of a singing quality to its delivery, I knew the words. I knew what was being sung.
I put my finger
even the contrast right there. I push my fingers into my, and then eyes when he starts singing. I feel like you can hear that shift between that backspace and then forward placement.
I push my fingers into my eyes. It's the only thing that slowly stops me. If the pain goes on, I'm not gonna make it. Put me back together, or separate the skin from bone. Leave me all the pieces, then you can leave me alone. Tell me the reality is better than the dream, but I found out the hard way. Nothing is what it seems. I push my fingers into my eyes. It's the only thing that slowly stops me. But it's made of all the things I have to take. Jesus, it never ends. It works its way inside. If the pain goes on, I'm not gonna make it.
His vocals have this beautiful like height to the sound that, despite that forward placement, the vowels still feel very tall, and we just get this beautiful richness both in his speaking and his singing. There is a tiny bit of texture that still comes through in the singing, but I just really love the variety that we get, not only in texture, but in placement and delivery and yeah, sometimes it's speaking, sometimes it's singing, sometimes it's so smooth, and then other times there's just so much grit. And so it keeps you on your toes, because not only are you processing this new sound, but then you're taking in the words that go with it. And so the delivery, even again, that one line, I feel like the delivery changes every time. It just makes it that much more powerful.
All I've got is insane. 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 I push my fingers into my
Such a great sound. It was so textured. It was like borderline scream plus growl. It just, I can't do it, but I liked it.
I push my fingers into my eyes. It's the only thing that slowly stops me. But it's made of all the things I have to take. Jesus.
I need to listen to more, because the range that we're getting is actually what he's doing with his mix is beautiful. Listen to the word "to," the way he pops into that. It's just, the color is just a little different. Sometimes in metal music, you hear a thinning in a mixed voice, and I'm not getting that here. It's still so full and so lush, and it's so hard to focus on certain qualities of vocal production when you're listening to metal music, but then every once in a while your brain sort of, oh my gosh, that was really, like, I like what he did there, maneuvering through registers. It's cool when you can hear that despite everything else we're hearing and all the texture and all the, I mean, just the instruments. I can't get it. There's just so much to take in. So when you can find those moments, it's just that much more exciting. thumbnails at the end there. Those masks are terrifying. So whoever is creating and designing these pieces, it's just, I mean, props. Like, that is just, I don't know. I don't know how you come up with things that are so terrifying, but they do, and it's brilliant. I need to look up more about this song so that I can better understand the music video, I think. But musically, the song itself, there's so many different sections. I loved the transitions, and I don't know, there were moments where you could kind of groove with it, and then there were other moments where you just kind of had to like be blown away, like just let it happen to you, I guess. And vocally, we got so much variety. It's kind of ridiculous how much variety we had in 3.5 minutes, but it was all there. So that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for this recommendation and for watching with me, and hopefully I will see you next time.